My name is Sabine Smith, and I'm professor of German in the Department of World Languages and Cultures, and I have been teaching German studies here since the last century. And one of the passions that I have is to try and connect students to have international experiences, because I'm a product of those myself. So I have been interested in doing the research on it too, as to what makes for good and rewarding experiences, and unfortunately those are not always the easiest ones. When you're doing study abroad in an immersive, intensive fashion, then likely you will encounter something that they have called in the scholarship first the U curve and then the W curve of culture shock. You experience it as a honeymoon phase when you're on the top of that first experience where everything is wonderful. And then when you stay there for a while and you begin to live there, you understand that it's not all about Instagram moments, but there are hard things too. And you find yourself sort of sliding down into something where you realize, why did I choose to do this? I could be so much happier at home where everything is a lot more convenient and comfortable.
Hello, my name is Ali Shaj and I'm a student here at KSU. I am originally from Mexico. I moved to the US in 2016, and so I've experienced culture shock and reverse culture shock. The first time I experienced culture shock was when I moved to the US, and I had a lot of difficulty with the language. And even though after living here for a couple of years, I still didn't consider the US my home, I went back to Mexico after being here for 2 years, and I realized that Mexico had changed, the people there had changed, and I had changed. And it really didn't feel like my home anymore. It felt as my old life. I had this feeling of, where is my home then? Where do I belong? Moving forward to this year, I had the opportunity to live abroad in Germany for 6 months. It was the first time that I was living by myself and going away for so long. The first months were great, everything was new, I was excited, and everything was kind of going on a high. It was towards the end where I hit this new low, where I was really missing my life here. I was missing my friends, my family, and I was ready to go home.
Because living abroad is hard. Not only is it maybe the foreign language, but also the culture. And it can get to the point of what we call the valley of despair, where you're at a low point and you're approaching the point of returning home, which then becomes another high point. After that honeymoon phase at home, you might also slide again down, and that's where the W curve begins, into that feeling, well, I neither fit here nor there, I feel really nowhere at home. And you might feel again that you are no longer fitting where you once were perfectly content and happy, but you were a changed and different person.
I came home and I hit that peak. And it wasn't until reality kind of hit and I started processing what I had just lived that I became really sad again, and I was on that low. I was lonely, I was missing my home in Germany, and I became really confused because all the time I was there towards the end, I was so eager to come back to my life, to my home here, and now that I was here, I was missing Germany. And I had that feeling that I didn't fit in here quite as I used to anymore. When trading with people, I became more open when I was there, and coming back, I tried creating the same friendships as I had there. I tried to have these meaningful and very deep friendships, and I found out that here in the US, people are not as open, and so that was a difficulty for me when I tried to recreate those meaningful friendships I had.
Come up with some strategies that are helpful, find with like-minded individuals, maybe people who also feel like they neither belong neither here nor there, or that have come to the understanding, I can be both, and I can be both happy there and here without ever feeling like I am that whole person who is contained in just one culture. Those can be strategies for you to embrace as you begin to understand that your whole life is going to be a journey of ups and downs, and these moments where you are coming home may not be defining moments of I don't belong here anymore. It may just be moments where you say, I'm stopping here before I go on to my next leg of my journey, So that would be my explanation as to what this crazy experience is like when you go and come back from an intensive, immersive experience abroad.